How do y'all feel about dating when you're broke?
I see a lot of pretty girls in public that I never approach because I know I cannot afford them.
You can't afford to be in love. That's true for most people, not in this economy.
Needless to say, the date went horrible. I'm never gonna see her again. Guess how much I spent? $250 on one date.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy J2ASMS back with another video. As I promised, this is gonna be part 2 of the finance and dating series. It's something a little more spicy. You guys seem to like the last one, so I'm excited to get into this one again. As you can already imagine, what we're gonna be getting into and diving a little bit deeper into is how finances has an impact on dating and how dating has an impact on finances in 2025. Modern day society, baby, things have changed. Social media is cooking people's brain cells up and everybody has unrealistic expectations.
This is the worst.
And then on top of that, the economy is absolutely insane. Things are hard for people. People are struggling. Nobody has extra money to do anything. And so everybody's in debt. You see the bad shorty with 500K followers on Instagram and Benihana every other weekend? She's either doing something that I can't mention on this channel or she's drowning in debt, baby. If you don't want to end up like one of the people in this video, make sure you smash the subscribe button and drop a like on the video. As I always say, we're trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Really helps with the YouTube algorithm and I greatly appreciate it. I love y'all. Without further ado, let's get into our first clip.
First off, from the beginning to the end of this video, I was thinking, in this economy, a crazy amount of people are struggling to simultaneously pay their bills, have some money left over, and then enjoy life. And you're expecting women who are dating to only go for men that will pay all their bills. Then you're saying that the boyfriend will bring nothing to the relationship if he isn't paying your bills and giving you money. But what about genuine qualities women should be looking for? Like love, care, companionship, and other very useful things that boyfriends can bring and do. Not to mention, since money seems to be the most important thing on your mind, what are you bringing to the relationship in this case? And then you say that you're not legally tied to him, and if you break up, you're left with nothing if he doesn't give you money and pay your bills. But he's not legally tied to you either, and he'll also leave with nothing. Scratch that. He'll leave with less money than he had before. Teaching women to have crazily unrealistic expectations when it comes to dating is just setting them up for failure in their relationships and in life. And it's just wild to place these crazy expectations on men as well.
I think there's unrealistic expectations on both ends. For guys, you can't expect a woman to come to your every beck and call, want to have your family, trust you with her life to provide for her and protect her if you don't have your life together. Like, if you can't cover your own basic necessities and take care of yourself, why should she or why should you expect her to want to be with you? And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, I think women's expectations are a little out of whack. A lot of women are looking at the internet, seeing all these different girls getting bags, treated like this, treated like that by celebrities or just guys that want to flex. And a lot of times it's like, hey, the guy that you're seeing probably isn't a celebrity and doesn't have multi-millions of dollars. So you probably need to be realistic about who you're seeing. Or 2, the people that you're watching that are doing all that stuff are doing it on debt and they don't have the money to be doing it either. I think in dating or marriage or just relationships between people in general, it's an investment on both ends of time, emotions, finances, everything. And so if you go into it with genuine intentions, I think it will be a lot better off. But you have people that are going into situations with really unrealistic, super high expectations and are almost guaranteed to set themselves up for failure. And it's just a whole flawed system. Everything's out of whack. You just got to cut it, man. We need like a full system reset where everybody's brains get wiped like the Men in Black and everybody just forgets about everything. We go back to like the caveman primal shit. Drop a sub. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say in the comments. So make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like on the video, and let me know what you think down below.
I'm too poor to date. I'm too poor to date, bruv. Because when I match a girl on Hinge, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, let's go for a walk or let's go to the pub. They're like, let's go Benihana, let's go Nobu, boy. I'm like, who the hell do you think I am? I still live with my dad, bruv. What in the hell?
So speaking of Benihana, social media. Like I say this all the time, but I think social media has such a profound and interesting impact on society as a whole, right? But specifically in dating and finances, people see what other people are doing and they think they got to do that, or their life is terrible if they're not doing what other people are doing. So what are these modern women seeing? They're seeing celebrities splurge and spend infinite amounts of dollars on them to go on vacations, buying bags, all these different types of things. And then the average guy is like, hey, you want to go for a walk in the park, or let's just go grab some lunch so we can get to know each other. and they're not accepting it. I think that some people think that every single person is just super well off and doing all this extravagant stuff all the time, and that becomes their baseline standard. And if you're not willing or able to reach that standard, then they're not going to give you the time of day. And I think that's really unfortunate, because there's a lot of really nice guys and really nice girls out there that just don't have a lot of money. I think there's a lot of really nice guys and girls out there that have a lot more to offer than physical things, but it just never gets to that point because, right, like as the guy, you're usually the one that needs to make the break entry point in the sense of courting the woman, right? Like you approach them and ask them for their number or their social media or whatever to reach out, and then you start going on dates before you guys get to know each other and you know, go to bigger things down the road. But if it can never get to that point because they're not giving you the time of day, then I think that's kind of backwards. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't work. More people that are more financially well off are having less children than otherwise, and I think some of that can be attributed to just a combination of things. Like, things are just really difficult right now, and so when people get their money, they're not looking to go out and spend it on a whole bunch of dates and meeting people, and they just want to do fun things for them or maybe with their friends. But I also think it just connects to modern standard of living. Things are really super expensive now, and so if you want to have a family, just even having a couple of kids, I think I saw a stat where it's like having one child is like $30,000 a year in childbirth costs, insurance, food, diapers, doctor's visits, like just all of it over the span of a year is like 30 grand per kid. So if you have 3 kids, you do the math. I think a lot of the social dynamics between dating, having children, starting families, getting married, all that is very much connected to money and finances, a lot more than I think people are willing to admit or choose to recognize, for sure. It's really interesting. This dude looks like Nav the rapper. I hope bro ends up finding the girl of his dreams that's willing to just take a walk in the park and get to know him and doesn't need to take a trip to Benihana every weekend to give him the time of day to date him.
Listen, I'm all for a good kiki on the phone, but if the money is not moneying, I don't want to talk. If the money is not moneying, I don't want to talk. If my money not straight, I don't have nothing to say. I don't know how y'all be entertaining men and entertaining women and y'all money is low. When the funds is low, I need to re-up, and now I gotta isolate myself. I cannot entertain or be around anybody who is distracting me from getting my funds up. I don't want to hang out. I don't want to go on no date. I don't want to go nowhere. If it's going to the bank, I can partake because it's going to be from your account. Cool. But if not, I don't want to talk. Am I the only one that feel that way? Like, when the money is low, I gotta go. Talk to me when the money's up. Like, if you're not helping me get this money, we have nothing to talk about. Because I don't want to talk. Duh.
Yeah! If my money is funny, I gotta go. If the money ain't coming, I gotta go, right? So in her life, when she's dating, if her money's not right or she's not in a good situation, she can't do it. What she does is self-isolation. A lot of people do that, where it's like, yo, I'm not gonna waste my time, waste somebody else's time, put myself in a position to get embarrassed if my money ain't right. So what she says she does, she locks in, isolates herself, makes sure she gets into a better situation where, you know, she's able to provide for herself and be good, and then she goes out and dates. And that's all I've been trying to tell y'all, is like, that's what you should aspire to do. I'm not saying you have to be Bill Gates, but if you're not in a position where you're able to take care of your own self, then you shouldn't want to be going out there and doing all these other things. Anyways, what you should be doing is going out and trying to find some work. And if you already got a job and still struggling, maybe find a second job, try and build a business, like just elevate your life to the next level. That's what this channel is all about. Oh, I hope y'all like these videos, bro, because my back be hurting. And it's not even the chair, because I really like this chair a lot. It's just like, I be trying to sit so straight to make sure I'm like projecting my voice to y'all, bro, and my back just be like...
I see a lot of pretty girls in public that I never approach because I know I cannot afford them. And it happened again yesterday with the finest girl I've ever seen. I really was thinking about shooting my shot, but then I noticed a few things about her. For one, she was wearing one of those fucking flower bracelets. $4,000 fucking dollars. Oh, Eric, what if it was fake? She was Armenian. I know that shit was real. Whatever though, I thought maybe it was a birthday present, maybe I still have a chance. I looked down at her sneakers because I saw they were a little bit dirty, so it gave me some hope. But they were the wrong kind of fucking dirty. $600 for dirty shoes. At this point, I know I'm done. Life isn't like Titanic, you know? Rich girl isn't like poor boy. I'm not poor, but I'm not her type of rich. But I was being delusional and still looking to see if her and I could be in the same tax bracket. I look to her right, and what do I see? $3,000 used. If I put this on, it better give me superpowers. At this point, I gave up. I see her walk away and leave, and what does she drive off in? One of these wrapped in bright pink with a bedazzled license plate. You know what? I'm okay with it. There was no way I was ever gonna give her the life that she needed. I will stick with my Volkswagen Jetta and Nissan Altima girls.
You don't want to run into a person that you're super attracted to or interested in and not be in a position, whether that be financially or emotionally, to pursue that person. You know what I mean? That just sucks. She has a $4,000 bracelet, really nice car, all this type of stuff. And he's saying that she's Armenian, so he knows that it's not on debt. I don't know anything about Armenians, but let's just take his word for it that it's not on debt and she really do have it like that. Or her dad or her mom or her parents really do have it like that, right? For this specific example, maybe it's not a thing where, you know, he could have put himself in any better of a position to be with this person. Maybe this just isn't a good fit for him. When it comes to dating, you got to be aware of where you are socially and who you are socially, like how you present and just where you stand in regards to other people in society, but also the type of person that you're trying to pursue. If she's super rich and accustomed to a certain lifestyle and that's her baseline and that's just like way above what you would be able to provide or participate in, maybe you got to just hold the L on that one, charge it to the game and be like, yo, this is just probably not a good person for me right now. She could look at you and be like, yo, I don't care about the money or whatever. Like, I just like you for you. Let's spend time together, get to know each other and see if it's a good fit. Ideally, that would be great. I think that most dating should be like that, right? Where it doesn't matter about all the superficial stuff. It's just one-to-one. But realistically for people, right, like some of that stuff does matter. Even if it's something that's not like an explicit mindset at the forefront where she's choosing like, oh, I'm not going to date anyone that's under me, like financially. It could be a subconscious thing where it's like she's just so accustomed to a certain lifestyle that her family has provided her growing up or whatever, that anything less she just doesn't understand. It could be that too. It's like either you're going to end up with the person that you want or you're going to get rejected by someone that it wasn't going to work out with anyways. And either way, it's a win for you.
Single fellas, if you plan on getting married, we got to make more money. We ain't making enough. Whatever plan you had in high school, that little goal you set is not enough. It's not enough. You didn't calculate inflation enough. It's crazy. What happened? We thought $100,000 was a lot of money when we was in high school. I thought I was doing all right. I got into a relationship. I wasn't even dating somebody super high maintenance. Said she wanted to be in her soft girl era. I said, cool. And then I started doing the math. It's not enough. Dating is for rich people. Few solid bank accounts, but it's not enough. I said, baby, you have to stay hard a little longer. I had to let her go. I said, it's not you, it's not me, it's inflation. Talking her insurance, my insurance, her car payment, my car payment, all our bills, groceries. Baby, you want a wedding or you want soft girl era? College fund. She got kids, I got kids. Trips, plane tickets, not one ticket, 2 plane tickets, date night, wedding, or soft girl. Don't let one of y'all cars break down. We ain't even had the conversation about having more babies. Not in this economy. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I'm already devising a plan on how I can make $500,000 before the end of the year. And if you already married, don't leave her because you grandfathered in. She already loved you too deep. Stay with her. You're gonna be in the same boat as us and you're gonna have to make $1 million. Anyways, I said all of this to let y'all know that I started a fundraiser. I eventually want to get married GoFundMe account. So if y'all want to head over there and make a donation, no amount is too small. I appreciate it.
She wanted to go into her quote unquote soft girl era, right? Which I guess means him paying for everything and either her staying at home with the kids or just not doing anything. I don't know. In order for a situation like that to work out, you got to have some bread. You know what I mean? Things are super expensive. The economy's tough. And if you want to be in a position where you're the breadwinner and the sole provider, you got to come with the stacks. You got to come to the table with more than the average person. And if that's something that you're willing to accept, that's totally cool. But at the same time, it sounds like he left the girl and it wasn't in a situation where it could work out. He couldn't provide for her in the way that she was looking for. But at the same time, while it is unfortunate, he did mention something that I think is important to note, where he's saying that the mindset that he had when he was in high school or college is different from the mindset he had now. And it also sounds like they had kids, which even more changes the perspective on the situation. $100,000 to someone who is fresh out of college, just started working their job, maybe still living at home with their parents or whatever, is a lot of money. But if you got 2-3 kids and a wife at home that doesn't work, that you got to provide all for, all the while having a house or whatever, that $100,000 shrinks real quick, right? I just mentioned earlier, the average price of having a kid in the US, they say, is like 30 grand. I mean, you got 2 kids, that's 60 right there. Your own life expenses and different things, plus her, like now you're talking like no money. And that's not even taking vacations, doing fun things on the weekends, right? Having cars, making car payments. That's none of that extra stuff. It all is dependent on your perspective. What type of lifestyle are you trying to live? What type of lifestyle is the other person trying to live? What type of experiences do you want to have in terms of trips, dates? Like, what do you want to do on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis? Do you have a family, like married, children, or not? Finances does have an impact on dating, and dating does have an impact on your personal finance. And just know that if you want to have a successful relationship or go on dates, you do have to be able to at least financially provide for your own self first, because then you'll be able to at least say, hey, I know I'm good, and unfortunately it just didn't work out with this other person, But, you know, best of luck to them, and I'm gonna go do my own thing. Versus like, dang, I was so messed up, like I couldn't even pay my bills, I had all this stuff going on, my head wasn't in the right place, and I let the good one get away. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Smash the subscribe button down below. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subs as soon as possible. Every sub and every like on the video is greatly appreciated, and YouTube thinks you'll like one of the videos popping up down below. But until next time, J2A SMS out of here. Peace.